Hey everyone, Brian here. Now, I showed you my Transformers collection so far, with the DVDs and the figures, and of course I should have showed you the soundtracks, this one and the original soundtrack release of the same soundtrack. But one thing I want to talk about though, right off the bat, is, I was listening to the fan commentary on Disc 1, and I was listening to the featurette of the death of Optimus Prime and what they had to say on that. And it got me to thinking, if it wasn't for what we heard about parents, and I don't mean to be mean or anything, but if it wasn't for the parents or whoever took you to go see the film in the theaters, if it wasn't for them dragging you out, writing the letters, probably asking for refunds, this film would have been more successful than we thought. I understand. Honestly, I understand why parents did it. Why parents left the theaters with the kids, even if they had to drag them out or carry them, and the kids all this time at the same time as crying and bitching and moaning and just throwing a tantrum of a fit because you're taking them out of the favorite movie, taking them away from the movie they've always been wanting to see. I understand that. If you kind of turn back time, if you make this 2009 into 1986, let's say this is 1986, and there is no PG-13 like there wasn't any back then, and you took your kid or your niece or your nephew and their friends or whoever to go see the film because it had the PG rating. You think it's probably not going to be that bad. It might have some, the violence that we probably see in the show might be turned up just a little bit, but not much. And all of a sudden you go in there and what you see is a lot worse and a lot more violent than you expect. Well, then of course you would have to understand where your parents or your aunts or your uncles, whoever took you there to see the film, felt. I'm pretty sure the people at Sumbo and Marvel, and as well as DEG films or pictures or productions, whoever released them, probably when they heard about what was going on in the theaters across the country, probably realized to themselves, oops, we made a mistake. We know that we were supposed to bring in the new toy line and everything for this, because of this film, and that was the only reason the film was made, basically, to introduce the new toy line. They're probably thinking, maybe we could have just done better with a miniseries or something, but no, that's not how it worked, and But and basically, I can just imagine how they felt. They probably had a lot of egg on their face, if you know what I mean. They're probably thinking, man, did we blow it big time. If you were trying to, bring everyone's favorite toy, to the big screen like we did with My Little Ponies, which of course had a G rating and was more of a musical in the following terms of like a Disney film or the recent Care Bear franchise at the time. You probably think they probably thought to themselves, man, we're just trying to do our jobs. We didn't think we were going to get this much, flack for it. I could just imagine the offices, the phones ringing off the hook going, bring, hello, and the people calling up saying, hello, Sunbelt, Marvel, how can we help you? And have the parent, whoever is upset about what they saw in the theater going, how dare you? How dare you put out a film based on a toy series and a cartoon series and make it that violent? How dare you? I could just imagine how they felt saying, one secretary saying, let me connect you to Joe McCall. Let me connect you to Tom Griffin, Nelson Shin, Flint Dilley. Let me connect you to all these people. And I could just imagine how they felt when they got the phone calls and the messages with the same thing. With parents probably saying, with the parents saying the same thing, like, how dare you do this? How dare you do this? We want that movie out of the theaters right now. Blah 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 blah. And to me, it was because of reasons like that And I know it probably didn't just make sense right now, but to me it's reasons like that that this film didn't last. Or not just didn't last, but didn't succeed. I mean, because it had a great story, despite what you may think about it, or how you feel. It had a great story. It had great animation. I mean, what more can you ask for? Yes, it was basically an 85 to 90 minute toy commercial. Duh, we all know that. I mean, but how else are you going to do it sometimes? I mean, take a look at the My Little Ponies and the Care Bears. When the Care Bears first came out, it was just bears. They used the Care Bear movie to introduce the Care Bear cousins, and that was a toy. Take a look at My Little Ponies. Most of the ponies you saw in there, some of them are brand new. And they used that film to introduce them, right? That's basically what those were. They were toy films, just like Transformers. They were basically 85 to 90 minute commercials. That's it. But the parents back then, or whoever took the kids, or whoever, if you were lucky enough to see it in the theaters, if it wasn't for them, you know, this film would be a success. Would have been a success. There's no doubt about it. But like I said, you know, you gotta come to the understanding of how they felt. I mean, because here you are, because if you put yourself in their place now, where there is no PG-13, which there is, but wasn't back then, and all of a sudden you're watching a movie based on your kids or your niece and nephew's favorite show or favorite cartoon, and all of a sudden you see all the favorite characters getting killed off in the first 5 to 7 to 30 minutes. And basically saying, you know, that's enough, you know, I don't want to see anymore. And you see probably your kid or your niece and nephew crying and saying, oh, why are they killing them? What's going on? And you're saying, that's it, you know, I'm out of here. I mean, with you doing that, and probably going up to the people and say, hey, I want my money back. That movie's way too violent. It shouldn't be in the theaters. Because of you doing that, you're not only taking your child away, even if they are upset at the characters dying, not only are you taking them away from the movie they've been wanting to see for a long time, but you're also ruining the movie's success, or the movie's chances at success. And I think that's what happened, you know, when parents took the kids out of the theaters after Optimus Prime died, or after they took them out after the first 4 Autobot deaths. You know, that's what they did. They basically ruined the film by probably asking for refunds, writing in letters and everything, and phone calls, and you name it. But again, in closing, I believe that this film, if that wouldn't have happened, if those stories that we've heard of wouldn't have come to life and wouldn't be true, this film would have been a success, would have been more successful back then than probably any animated feature that year. And that's all I have to say. If you got any comments or your own stories on it, or your own reply on it, just let me know, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Till then, peace.